Hey guys, what up? It is dusk. Today I have a new deck showcase for you, a Firewater Rush that I just came up with a couple weeks ago actually, and I can honestly say this is a nice little budget deck. So as I'm going through the listing, I'll show you guys what the price of each card is at the time of this recording on, I don't know, Toy Wiz, right in the lower right. I'll start with, it's a 40 card deck. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. And we'll start with our obstacle control. And we're going in the order of lowest costing cards in terms of price to highest costing, by the way. Start off with 3 Rock Bite, the highest level card of the deck. Level 4 Shield Blast, get rid of enemy creature 3000 or less. Simple as that. We don't get a lot of banishing in this deck due to the cards that are available at those low levels, but this is one of the few decks where 3 copies of Ice Blades is quite viable. Target any enemy creature level 4 or less, send it back to their hand. Level 2 Shield Blast. Keeping up with the Shield Blast, and more importantly, blocker control. 3 Comet Missiles. You know the deal. It's a Shield Blast. Level 2, get rid of enemy blocker. Doesn't care what it is. Another anti-blocker card. 3 Memory Swarm. I don't get to use this thing as much as I would like, but in this deck it is nasty. This deck has today literally fought like everything. It fought Rush, it fought Ramp, it fought Beatdown, it fought Control, it fought Defensive, it fought Aggro. I mean, this deck didn't lose once, by the way. It won every match. And this right here just tore through anyone who wasn't using Fire Nature. Now, the only blockers of the deck, and the start of our Evo baits, 3 Cyber Sprites. Level 1, 2000 blocker. Guard. Can't attack, but 1 drop blocker. Pretty nice. The last of our water Evo baits, 3 Cyber Traders, level 2, 1k. And this effect I normally would never be caught dead using the Idea Exchange, where you have the chance to draw the top card of your deck when you summon this guy, and then you discard a card in your hand. I normally don't like that, but in this deck it's very good because Rush kills its own hand anyway, and it's really in the deck as an Evo bait, and that effect does help you search out to try and get your evolutions quickly. The last of our water creatures before I get to the higher costing stuff, 2 Aqua Soldier. I know it's a level 2 for 1000, I know that is horrible, but I came down to the point in the deck construction where I had 2 spaces left in the deck, and at the time there was only 14 water cards. This upped me to 16 and makes the deck quite playable. Now if I can get any in the Dragon Strike and Furnace, there's any level 2 or lower fires, fire waters that are coming out that don't have a horrible drawback, I'll probably be replacing this with them. Now onto our stream of fire monsters, or creatures. 3 Blaze Belcher, because it's Blaze Belcher. This is Rush. You want to drop him on turn 1. Yes, he has to attack every turn. Yes, he is the biggest joke to anyone with a blocker, but up until that blocker shows up, you're the joke. A lot of Dracon Evo bait coming now, starting with 3 Jet Flame Bodyguards. While this is normally an Evo bait card only due to its skirmisher ability, in this deck, that's 3000 really did help during all the playtesting and knocked out a lot of enemy creatures that could have otherwise won the game with one finishing move if I let it stay on the board. Next up, 3 Dracon Weaponsmiths. Level 2, 1000, but powerful attacker plus 2000, so it kind of balances out. The last of my Dracon Evo baits, 3 Cliff Cutters. I am literally only playing this right now because it's a level 2 Dracon. That other level 2 Dracon for Dragon Strike Infernos I told you guys about, Bronca the Treacherous, the moment that thing comes out, this is gone. I want to throw that out there right now. I'd rather have just the flat out 2000 power, not chance that, okay, if I have an evolution creature out while this guy's out, which he's probably going to be used as the bait for the evolution anyway, then he jumps up to 3000. No, that's pointless. I've only ever in my life made that effect kick off once, and I won the game during that summoning sickness turn. So yeah, that was kind of pointless. Keeping up with the hitting hard, hitting fast aspect of Rush, 3 Jet Thrust Darter. Now as you... Oh, fast attack by the way, so the 1000's okay. Now as you've seen so far, every card in this deck was just a quarter on Toywiz. At the time of this recording, of course. This next card would cost 50 cents each. 3 Laser Arm Dracons. Level 3 evolution, put on top of your Dracons, double breaker with 4K, and powerful attack plus 2000. Now, at this point we're at 38 cards, and the total of this deck so far is $10.25. Now here comes the Bank Breaker. 2 copies of Emperor Neuron. These things run for $34.99 each on Toywiz, and then brings the total of this deck up to $80.23. This is the one iffy part about having this as a budget deck. But as the trade-off, it is a level 3 Cyber Lord with 5000 evolution creature that goes on top of Cyber Lords, of course. It cannot be blocked, and every time you attack with it, you can draw. Now, I realize that $80.23 pricing of the entire deck might be a little too steep for some people. But I have come today with backup options to play instead of Neuron. Just for those who want to get in the game but fear they don't have the money to shell out for a new card game. If you absolutely need to save money, then instead of Neuron, you could run 2 copies of Aqua Seneschal. Basically the same card. It's a level 3 Cyber Lord, and it lets you draw every time you attack. It's just a normal creature with 2000. That's the trade-off there. Runs at 25 cents each, and if you use this instead of Neuron, makes the deck only cost $10.75. Oh, that reminds me. The Ice Blades, they're only a quarter each if you get the Dojo Edition version. The Rise of the Duel Masters version costs 50 cents for whatever reason. I don't understand why. Now, if instead of Aqua Seneschal, you feel you absolutely must have a couple more evolutions, then by all means, grab a couple Emperor Axons. It's a level 4 creature, which is kind of a deal breaker for this deck, but again, saving money and keeping evolutions if you need them, and a 6000 double breaker that goes on top of one of your Cyber Lords. Again, personal preference. Between the two, I would personally stick with Seneschal, but if you guys want to try building this deck, it's your call. Putting a couple of these instead of Neuron makes the deck's total cost come up to $11.25. It is a 50-cent card. And my last option, if you feel that you don't want to dish out the money for neurons, or you can't trade for them as of yet, or however you would go about getting your super rares, my last option is just one for fun. I personally don't see myself using it. But 2 Veil Vortex. If you get them from the Rise of the Duel Masters set, they only cost $1.99 each. If you get them from the Dojo Edition, they cost $2.50 each. But assuming you're getting them off the Rise of the Duel Masters, using these instead of 2 neurons would make the total price of the deck $14.23. So yeah, of course all these total prices are not including the shipping. I want to throw that out there. But yeah, this video I wanted to show you guys just how easy it is to get into this game. I mean, not even $15, and you can play pretty competitively. Now, the neurons are very helpful, but you could just trade up until you get those. And if you happen to get any rares straight up through super rares that you don't need, people will probably give you 4 to 10 cards from this deck in exchange for them based on what that rare through super rare is. So yeah, it wouldn't be hard to make this deck at all. The links to the match, or the link to the match involving the video, is in the description below. But before I let you guys go, I should warn you about one huge weakness of this deck. As you saw, there were no creatures below level 4 or higher. So if you play this deck and you go against nature, watch out for Tendril Grasp. This thing will destroy you. I got lucky in the fact that my enemies didn't get to pull it off at key points when they could have, but that luck could run out at any time, especially with tournaments popping up soon, and the fact that I just said that in this video. I just shot myself in the foot, didn't I? But yeah, I feel it's fair to warn you guys about the weaknesses to these decks I present if I notice them. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any requests for new deck types, by all means, send me a message, and I'll see what I can do. I am going to be working on the videos for my new Nature Light deck, and I will see you guys later. Peace.